Good evening. My name is Brian Phillips, and I have been a student at BTS since February of 2001. So I have successfully crammed a 3-year degree into 20 years. And I'm not even from Alabama, so that's an impressive feat. There are so many reasons that I'm thankful for BTS, and I wanted just to share 3 of them with you tonight. If I've learned one thing at BTS, it's that when you're not quite sure what to say, if you can just break it up into 3 different points, then you're on the right track. So I've got 3 things for you tonight, but before I jump into that, I just want to say thank you to my wife. Jennifer is the really pretty one out there in the middle, and without her, there's no way I would be graduating tonight. She put up with hundreds of hours of assignments and reading and the nightlight on, and I'm so thankful for you, Jennifer, and I love you, and you look great. All right, so 3 reasons that I'm thankful for BTS. They have made theological education possible, practical, and pleasurable. So, theological education possible. So when I was finishing college, I had an internship in Morocco, and it was while I was on a train trying to share with some Muslim men that it dawned on me I wasn't quite ready to take on the Middle East, and some additional development and training would probably be a good idea. And so as I graduated, I really thought about just going straight into straight into seminary full time. But as I was talking to some people, they really helped me understand that, I didn't have to necessarily choose between ministry or being developed. And they pointed me towards BTS and campus outreach. And the first class that I took was in the conference room right over there. We listened to CDs of Pastor Reeder talking about the Christian worker's personal life. And I just remember thinking, this is incredible. A, that I'm getting paid to get this kind of training, but B, that I'm able to go to a seminary that is as accommodating as BTS was. And that has been true for 20 years, whether it was taking live classes or in small groups or one-on-one classes with professors or taking classes, when we were living on the other side of the world. BTS has been incredibly accommodating and flexible, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm also just thankful for the work that has gone into keeping the cost affordable. We've raised support for 20 years, and I honestly don't think I could have been able to afford a real expensive seminary. So I'm so thankful for the hard work that goes in to keeping BTS at a reasonable cost. So BTS has made theological education possible. They've also made theological education practical. And if I'm honest, a lot of the things that I learned 20 years ago, I don't know if I could regurgitate tonight. But what I'm so thankful for is the ways that I have been encouraged to apply that information all the way through. And here's just a few examples for you. There was a systematic theology class that I took, and I had to write a paper on how eschatology impacts evangelism to college students. And I just remember that having immediate application in so many conversations. There was a class I took titled Life and Work on the Mission Field, and I had to write a 20-page paper on how to transition a family from America to overseas. And that paper was invaluable when that's exactly what we were doing. Reverend Cheeley, when he was here, he made me plan an entire missions conference for a church. And there was a year in Brisbane when our church's missions conference looked remarkably similar to that paper. I took an advanced counseling class, and the presentation that I gave on dementia has been incredibly helpful as I've helped my dad navigate some tough years. And so I'm so grateful that it wasn't just information transfer, but there was some practical applications to the things that I was learning. So they've made theological education practical. And then lastly, BTS has made theological education pleasurable. I needed a pee, so. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I loved every single class or every single assignment, but I did love the interactions with the fellow students, and I loved the passion from the professors. Whether it was Frank Barker teaching Old Testament with notes that had turned yellow over the years, or Cooper Pinson teaching using the latest technology and all the art that he pulled into class. It was just so evident that the professors were passionate about what they were teaching, and that's what made it pleasurable. So when people ask me where they should go to seminary, usually what I tell them is I honestly believe that God is more concerned with the kind of person that you're becoming than where you're learning. And so if you can focus on picking the place that's going to help you become more like Jesus, you're probably going to be in a pretty safe place. And I could be wrong, but I really hope that over the last 20 years, I have taken steps to become a little bit more like Jesus, and BTS has been a huge part of that. So thank you very much.